I bet there has been a time where you felt like you hit a lowest point, and those times have made you the person you are today. If it wasn't because of those tough times that you went through, you wouldn't be the person you are today. Hello everyone, my name is Ruben Cabrera, and today I will be sharing with you what I have learned from watching The Legend of Korra, Book 1, Chapter 12, The End Game.
Not now, Tenzin. I just want to be left alone.
But you called me here.
Aang.
You have finally connected with your spiritual self.
How?
When we hit our lowest point, we are open to the greatest change.
Now, as you saw in the scene, Avatar Aang approaches Korra and tells her, "You have now connected yourself with your spiritual self." And she tells him, "How? How was this possible? How did I manage to do this? How did I do this?" And he tells her, "When we hit our lowest point in life, we are open to the greatest change." Now, if you haven't watched the episode, the reason why she feels like she has hit her lowest point is because she feels powerless, worthless, like she is. Like she's a nobody, she's useless. And the reason why is because she loses her power to her enemy. As the Avatar, Korra possesses a power to control four elements: the power of fire, earth, water, and air. And at the time being, at the time being of facing her opponent, she was only able to control all of the elements except air. But while fighting her opponent takes away those powers, except all of those three powers except air, all of those powers except air, because at that time Korra did not know how to use it. But when he took those three powers away of fire, earth, and water, she learned how to use air, and she used that. She found a resource that she already had, and she maximized it. She overpowered it. She used something that she never knew she had, and she juiced it. She made it be something. She made it work for herself. And eventually she beat her enemy. But she still feels overwhelmed by what has occurred, because as the Avatar, she needs to be able to control all of those elements in order to continue her purpose in life, which is helping the world, bring balance to the world and bring peace. But without those elements, she feels like she's useless, and it's just overwhelming her. And that's why Aang tells her, when we hit our lowest point, we are more open to change. When we hit our lowest point, we are open to the greatest change. And to me, I feel like that quote is so powerful, because in the example of the scene, she learns how to use the one resource she never used before, the power of air. And she also learns to connect with her spiritual self, something she wasn't able to do when she was concentrating on her other elements, on what she's used to, on the power she was used to. She learned to use a power that she didn't know she had, or she learned to find a power that she never knew she had. And I feel like this is powerful, and this is something that relates to our lives. I feel like if you allow this philosophy or this lesson to be applied to your life, you can use it, and you can use it to your benefit. And I feel like it relates to us so much, because I bet there has been a time where you felt like you hit a lowest point, and those times have made you the person you are today. If it wasn't because of those tough times that you went through, you wouldn't be the person you are today. I hope that those tough times made you a better person. I feel like we can relate to this, because there's many times where we hit our lowest point and we feel like we're worthless, we're useless, like we don't have the power to change, or we feel powerless, like we can't help or do the things we want to do. But it's in those times that we learned something. We learned something that we never knew we had. And I feel like that scene is a great example that we can apply to our lives and remind ourselves that even if we feel powerless in the moment, we always have something that we can use to our advantage, or we can learn something from what is going on at that time. Even if we might be at our lowest point, but there is always something that we can learn from this experience and use it towards our advantage, or use a resource that we never knew we had, or create one that we already have, or find that, just. And I feel like that's powerful, and if you are able to use that and apply it to your life, it's going to push you forward. So I hope you can resonate with this lesson that I have shared with you from watching the Avatar, The Legend of Korra, episode 12, The End Game. And I know you can relate to this, and anybody who you admire, your heroes, you can see that they went through tough times and they always learn from it. And I hope whatever experience you have gone through, you can find a good lesson from it, something that you can grab from that experience and use it to bring joy into your life, or bring some positive energy into your life that will help you move forward into the life that you want to create. Another example is Rock the Way Johnson. I watched a video of him on YouTube where he says that he wanted to be a pro football player, but he failed, or he wasn't able to do it. And he says that was the greatest thing that never happened to him. Like, you would be like, what? Like, that was your dream and you weren't able to do it. And he says that was the greatest thing that ever happened to him. Why? Because he became an actor. He became so successful in acting, and he started creating all these businesses. What led him to be the man that he currently is now. And he says it's the greatest thing that never happened, because maybe if he would have been successful at the game of football, he never would have achieved what he has achieved now. So I say to you that maybe sometimes the things that you wished happened are the best thing that never happened to you. But you have to find something. You have to find what makes you great. You have to find what you can make great. And I feel like he found something that he didn't know he had, or he found something that he knew he had and he just juiced it. So I hope you find a resource that you already have and you maximize it. That you become resourceful, that you learn how to use what you got and you use it towards your advantage. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video helpful or useful, share with someone that will benefit from watching this video, or watch the episode. If you like the Avatar or these types of cartoons or animes, you will like this episode and you will always learn more than what I have shared with you today. All I ask of you is to share the story, and gracias.